conversation hearts. Definitely one of the things that I associate with Valentine's Day, and one of the things that I personally really enjoy about Valentine's Day. I love all of the different flavors that come in that bag, specifically the white ones because they taste like mints, and I will dig them out if given the option. But I thought it would be super, super cool to take the conversation heart idea and see if we can amplify it and make big ones, like ones that you can hold on to and maybe give a hug to if you need. So that's what we're going to do in this video, is make a bunch of giant conversation hearts to make a really cool Valentine's Day set out of. Alright, so I have all of the hearts ready to go. They are all cut. They have been taped down the middle. So they're all ready to go, all taped up. And in case you were wondering why it is that they actually had to be cut down the middle, it's because I have a very small car. And to get everything to fit in it, to get it all here, means I had to cut it in half in the parking lot to get it here. You know, just being creative with how I get things here whenever I need them. So the next step is to start putting joint compound over the edges so that I can smooth it out and get that nice round edge. So let's move on to that. Well, that is all I can do with these today. They are all drying and I just have to wait until tomorrow morning, so I will check back on them and see how they're doing tomorrow. Alright guys, it has been 4 or 5 days since I've last checked in on this project. I was in here this past weekend to do some photo shoots, so I did kind of look over it and I tried one thing before I left, and that was I tried to cut out the letters out of one of the hearts, and I learned a very valuable lesson, and that was do not cut through plaster. I actually cut all the way through this part right here, and you can still, I was trying to do the E for cutie, and I cut all the way through. It basically ruined the plaster, so I'm not going to do that again. I'm just going to sit the letters on top of the heart like I was going to draw the letter onto it and then cut it into this little indented. I even bought a special tool for it, which by the way, I love the tool, but I won't be using it for this. So I already went ahead and I cut out all of the letters for all of the hearts. So I have cutie, love, XOXO, and call me. So we have 4 hearts, 4 different phrases. I'm going to go ahead and attach all of the letters and give them all a nice sanding and paint them all today. So that is the goal. So let's go ahead and... So I'm trying hard to decide which color should be used with what. And if you notice here, I have 2 different words that have the same letter color. So I'm going to recut this one to something else so it'll match this a little bit better. So I'm going to use the pink and the blue. I guess it's more of like a purple lavendery color. So I'm gonna use those together. And then green with yellow, yellow and purple, and then blue with whatever color I have left. That's not this yellow. So that is the plan. So I'm gonna go recut this word and then give these all a quick spray and then wait for them to dry and then put the words on them. So it turns out all that I really have left is this orange color. Not necessarily a color that I genuinely want to blend with that blue, but I don't really think I have a better thing for it, so orange it is. But also while I'm sitting here, I just need to say that like I can't be the only one who keeps like this ridiculous amount of scraps, right? Like they're gonna be good for something eventually, right? But if you actually know what I could use them for, that would be helpful. Just leave that in the comments. But I just feel so guilty throwing them all away. I'm gonna forever have just foam scrap piles. All right, I have it. All the letters are made. All the paint is matched up. So I have the blue going with orange, yellow with blue. Wait, I said that wrong. I have orange with the blue color, pink with blue, yellow with green, yellow with purple, and green with yellow. So I'm going to go ahead and give all of the hearts a good paint, good spray, and then get the letters onto the hearts. Yeah. Everything is dry and ready to go, so it is time to put the letters on. All right, the hearts now have their letters on them, and it is time to assemble the set. So I know you all just saw me put up the set in the studio and make it all pretty and everything, but that was yesterday, and it has been a whole night for me to go over the set in my head and pull apart things that I hated. And in typical Jess fashion, I came in this morning and I ripped it all down. And I actually did rip it all down like on super accident because the paper ripped in half. But it was actually kind of a weird blessing because I ended up taking one of those pieces, specifically the pink piece, and was able to tape it up onto the wall closer to the yellow roll, which was one of the big things that I was really hating about the shoot or the set. The fact that the two rolls wouldn't come together and sit nicely next to each other, which, thinking about it, is because they're seamless rolls and they're on backdrop stands and they don't fit flush against each other. They sit sort of close to each other, but they won't actually touch. And then whenever you pull them down, they don't seamlessly sit next to each other. They have gaps. So I ended up taping the back of them together, which didn't work out so well. It worked out enough, but if you look at the picture really closely, you can see some gaps in between them. And what I ended up doing is actually just going in Photoshop and fixing them, which isn't what I want to do every time I take pictures of that set. So I ended up putting the pink piece of paper on the wall with some blue tape, and it works perfectly fine now. Everything is flush against each other, perfect the way that I wanted it to be. So problem solved there. Another big issue that I was having, and them being against the wall in the corner with the paper being flush against each other, this is not an issue now, is the hearts themselves were pushing the paper backwards. And that is something that will happen if there's nothing behind the paper to support it. And yesterday me was not thinking about that when I put it up. So I fixed that issue with it being against the wall. Before I did put some like chairs and stuff behind it so that the pieces would sit nicely against each other. But that's not a super great solution, especially with working with kids, because kids move things, and like if they fall against it, everything will move and get torn down. It's happened to me before, so just speaking from experience there. But now everything is against the wall, looks great, it's perfect. There was a lot of lessons in this little build, I think. So, you know, it is what it is, but I guess not every idea can be a winner, which obviously not all of them are winners, but what's great is to make something, fail at it, learn your lessons, and then go back and recreate it again. So that's kind of what we did here, and I am really happy with what we have now. So without any further ado, let's move on to the final results. I hope you enjoyed the whole process of making conversation hearts and the different things that were learned in this video when it comes to making the conversation hearts and setting the set up together. If you didn't, that's okay too. That's your prerogative. But if you did, please hit the like button and subscribe below. I will have a new video next week of me editing some pictures that you guys have given me suggestions on what to put together in them. So I'll be making some composites of whatever random things you've told me about. So that should be pretty fun. But I'll see you next week, and bye for now.